Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal. I am a part-time online reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. And today we're going over what sold on those platforms from August 1st through August 15th of 2022. The doggies are up here with me in my reselling space, so you might hear them sniffing, licking, snoring, walking around, tippy-tappy, so just wanted to clear the air on that one. As always, we're going to start on Facebook Marketplace, but I had 0 sales on Facebook Marketplace, so we're going to hurry along to Mercari where I had 1 sale. It was an Adidas teal blue Real Madrid soccer, or football as Europe calls it, jersey. This jersey had gotten a lot of interest on multiple platforms, but ultimately it sold on Mercari for $19. There was a $2.75 fee, giving me a profit of $16.25. Then on Poshmark, we had 19 sales. The first sale on Poshmark was a sample perfume. I picked a whole bunch of these up at a local yard sale. I only paid 63 cents per item. So this was the brand Bottega Veneta. I think the fragrance name was just called the brand name, and it sold for $8. Unfortunately, I didn't get 5-star feedback for this, and I'm a little bit confused about the feedback. The customer thought that they were getting 3 samples, but the picture only had 1, so I was a little bit confused as to what they thought they were going to receive, because nowhere in my listing did it mention multiple vials of the sample perfume. However, I still got my money and they still got a designer perfume. So moving on. Next was an antique F.B. Rogers Silver Company sugar bowl with lid. This I picked up at a huge barn sale. I picked this up in a lot of other silver plated items. This had some huge condition issues though. There were holes in the bottom of the pot. It had a lot of oxidation to it. I did try to polish the silver, but it was just a little bit too worn, and my silver polishing didn't really make a difference. This sold for $12. I did give a shipping discount. I paid up slightly for these. I paid around $8.75. So if you did the math on that, I lost money. I lost $1.42. This barn sale was really dark in the corners, and that's exactly where these pieces were. And it was actually a separate vendor altogether, so I had to pay her in that dark corner. So I didn't really get a good look at the items. If I did, I probably wouldn't have purchased this one in particular, since there were those holes and rusting on the bottom of the pot. But still a really cool antique piece. Definitely could be upcycled or used as decor. Next is a vintage Imperial glass amber colored sawtooth rim 3D raised diamond patterned vase. This I picked up at a thrift store back home in Pennsylvania. I purchased this in November. It took a few months to sell, but it did sell for $17. Next is a pair of safety pin rhinestone earrings. These were like huge safety pins. Like, they're definitely gonna be dangling down on your ear. This came out of my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot, and they sold for $11. Next is a pair of tall boots. This was by the brand Maurice's. They were a bronzy brown color. They were knee-high, and they did have some condition issues, but still overall in gently pre-owned condition. They sold for $17, and they came out of my Cozy Threads boot box. And then another pair of shoes to sell. It was the brand Lucky Brand. It was the Emmy blue snakeskin metallic flats. I have sold multiple Lucky Brand flats before in the past. So when I saw these for a discounted price on ThredUp's outlet center, I went ahead and purchased them. They were in really, really good condition. They still had the store stickers on the bottom of it, almost like someone had worn them a few times and then decided that they didn't like them, or maybe they weren't comfortable. And they sold for $20. I did pay up a little bit for these. I paid around $10, so I only made a $4.21 profit, but those little sales add up. Next is a Wild Fable faded lavender purple sweatshirt. This was kind of like a boxy, slouchy fit, and it sold for $12. And this came out of my ThredUp rescue box, 50 pounds of mixed clothing, back in January. So on Friday, August 12th, I decided to send some pretty aggressive offers through Poshmark. I used the option on the app to do bulk offers to likers. I sent 30% off on like 300 plus items with discounted shipping, and it resulted in quite a lot of sales. I'm very happy with the results, and I will definitely be doing this type of sale again. Piper, do not lick that. She just licked some purses that were on a rack that I haven't listed yet. Piper, go lay down. Typical girl. The first sale from the aggressive offers that I sent out was a new with tags gaze bodysuit, and it had wide white letters that said always on vacay. Someone purchased it for my offer of $10 with discounted shipping. I purchased this at TJ Maxx in 2019 when they were doing their yellow tag sale. I only paid $3 for it, so I still made a profit of $2.33. And the customer asked if I could ship the same day because she was going on vacation. Very appropriate with this bodysuit, and I was able to ship it out the same day for her. The next item in this sale was a new with tags Inc. International Concepts ruffle flounce tank top. This was a size extra, extra large, and it was the black color. I have several colors in this, and it sold for $11 with discounted shipping. Next sale was a gold tone zebra brooch. This was marked Taiwan, most likely vintage, and this was actually sold to one of my subscribers. When I messaged the customer on Poshmark, thanking them and telling them when it'll be shipped out, they came back and said, I watch your YouTube videos, you're doing a great job, keep it up, and that just really warms my heart. So if you ever purchase anything from me on any of my platforms, definitely say hi and that you are a subscriber. I love interacting with everybody, so again, thank you so much. This sold for $9 with discounted shipping. So the next two sales were the exact same ring, same size, just obviously two different rings going to two different customers. They sold for $9, and this was a very specific type of ring. This came out of my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot, and it was titled a stainless steel ram biker ring, but there were definitely a lot more keywords that I could have used. I used the keyword Aries, biker, rocker, Satan. I was a little leery about using that one, but there was a pentagram on the ram, so I had to use it, and both items sold for $9 with discounted shipping. Next, we have a Kenneth Lane red beaded chunky heavy necklace with a gold tone chain. This sold for $21. I think I originally listed it for $35. Kenneth Lane jewelry can be good to pick up because it tends to sell for a little bit higher. And this necklace was heavy duty. It had to at least weigh over half a pound. Next was one of my favorite things that I picked up in quite a while. It was a White Feather Studio Native American Nativity set. It had all of the pieces, all of the wise men, baby Jesus, mom, dad, the donkey, and even a little woven rug that went under the donkey. I picked these up at I wouldn't call it a thrift store. It's more like a junk store, but that's not a nice name to call it either. It was literally called the store with no name because it doesn't have a name, but it does have a name because they've named it that. It's confusing, but I think they do estate sales, and everything they don't sell online, I'm sure they put it in their store. This I picked up for $3.75, the whole set, and it sold for $56. Super happy with that sale. Next is a vintage silver purse with a gold handle. This I picked up in 2019. It didn't budge, so I sent out an offer of $10 with discounted shipping, and someone accepted. And the next two sales were the exact same items, exact same size, going to two different customers. This was the North Face puffer tan vest in a size extra large. This was called the Sylvester vest. I got this from tjmaxx.com when they were doing their yellow tag clearance in early January of this year. I did pay up for these items. I paid $29 per piece, but they each sold for $66 with discounted shipping. So I still made a profit of $22 and change. And I still have one vest left in a size large if you are interested. It's available on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. We just have two more sales on Poshmark to go over. The first one is a pink medallion print salwar kameez top and pant set. In the summer of 2019, I bought out a local vintage store, but they had vintage and modern clothing. This one was included in that lot, along with a few other ones that still haven't sold. The problem with these is that they're mostly all handmade. There are no sizes and there's no fabric content. So I'm basically just relying on measurements and the knowledge of me doing reselling for 4 years as what size to list them. But this one sold for $12 with discounted shipping, and I'm very happy to see it go because I probably would have donated it eventually. And then the last sale to go over is a Pepsi zip up windbreaker jacket. This was very retro looking, but it was actually very modern. It was a size medium. It came out of my ThredUp men's rescue box, but I actually think that it was a women's or possibly even a unisex jacket. I did list it under women's, but did say it could also be unisex, and it sold for $16 with discounted shipping. So of my 19 Poshmark sales, I had $392 in sales, $88.25 in fees. I gave out a ton of shipping discounts. In fact, I'm looking at my spreadsheet right now, and all but one sale I gave out shipping discounts for. Sometimes you have to do that. So that was $30.96 worth of shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $272.79 with an average sales price of $20.63. Moving on to eBay, where I had 24 sales. The first sale was a necklace. This was a burgundy wine colored faceted beaded and purple rhinestone long necklace. It was unbranded, but still in gently used condition, and it sold for $15. Next is a logo by Lori Goldstein teal printed tunic in a size medium. I purchased these for 99 cents at a local discount store. I actually stocked up on logo by Lori Goldstein at this store. They had a lot of them marked down to 99 cents. Definitely gonna snag those up because that is an excellent deal, and this one sold for $18. Next is a Nanette Lepore blue fringed hem skirt. There was a specific name for this. I think it was called the Fun and Flirty, something to do with flirty. It did come from a smoker's home, but I've had it since 2019. So the smoke smell actually kind of dissipated while it was in storage. I did note that in the listing, so the person knew. I marked it down pretty low because I'm looking to get rid of old inventory, and it sold for $4.49. And unfortunately, I did lose 36 cents on this item. But that was a risk I was willing to take to make room for new inventory. The next sale is the last pocket knife I have from my bulk wholesale order. This was the Wesson Green Almond Folding Pocket Knife. It sold for $82. And I'm not sure how I feel about selling pocket knives. They went pretty quickly, which is nice, but I can only list them on eBay, which means that my audience is a little bit more limited. Yes, thankfully, this was a good brand that people know and seek out for. I think that helped, but I'm definitely not gonna seek them out in thrift stores to pick them up and resell them. If they come in a lot of stuff, yes, I will, but it makes me just a little bit uncomfortable for some reason. I think because technically it's a weapon, and it just makes me feel a little bit weird. Next is a copper money clip that says something funny about family. I can't exactly remember what it says, but something about for the money that my family hasn't stolen or spent. I am definitely including the picture over here so you can see what it says, but it sold for $10.49. Next is an unbranded brown woven double handle seatbelt purse. These were super popular when I was in high school, so around the early 2000s, and Y2K is back. This was just an unbranded made in China purse, but it was in super great condition. I got it from ThredUp's outlet center, and it sold for $22.49. Next is the brand B Darlin'. And it was a black lace empire waisted dress. This was a junior sizing, and it sold for $12.75. And that came from my ThredUp rescue box of 50 pounds earlier this year. Next is an item that I've had since March of 2019. And even though the brand isn't great, it's not a sought after brand or anything, but I thought this thing was so cute. Love the colors, very like boho Southwestern style. and maybe it was also the size. It was a size extra small. It was the brand Say What, and it was a striped long cardigan duster, and it finally sold for $4.49. I think I was running a 25% off sale during this time, so that's why you'll see some of the sales ending in 49 cents. Next is a pair of Grappling shorts. This was by the brand UFC Gym. It was a beautiful blue color with black details. I got these out of my ThredUp men's rescue box that I did just a few months ago. I was just going to list them as UFC Gym shorts because they didn't really look like they were anything special or anything in particular, but I did a Google search on them, and I'm thankful that I did because I may not have used the right keywords if I didn't do that. So within MMA fighting and other types of ring fighting, there are different types of shorts that go along with different types of fighting. So this particular pair of shorts was a grappling or sparring shorts. Also sparring BJJ shorts. I don't know what that stands for. Or you could also use the term no gi or GI. You can see it here in my listing, but it's NO space GI. I believe that is the type of fighting that people do when they wear these shorts. It was really kind of fun to learn something new that I would never ever have searched if I didn't have these pair of shorts, but they sold for $20.25, and I believe they sold within a week of me listing them. One of my favorite things about reselling is the learning, so I really do enjoy researching items like that. Next is another sample perfume. This was by the brand Moschino, and it was Toy 2. Looks like a giant gummy bear on the front, and it sold for $6.75. Next is a free to me item. They were two little porcelain figurines. They were Denim Days by Homeco from 1985. They were Danny and Debbie, and they were the New Beginnings figurines. They sold for $9, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't sell for less because the comps on these were terrible. There were a lot listed, a lot sold for like $4, $5, $6. The customer and I did go back and forth on a price, but we ended up at $9, and I still made a $7.93 profit, and it was free to me, so it was a 100% profit. Next is a German 3D carved wax mini floral hanging or painting. This I picked up at an estate sale. I've never ever seen anything like it before. It was literally a chunk of wax carved and then painted, like the flowers were painted. It had this really long German name on the back. I tried to do my research about this particular piece, and there really wasn't much out there. So honestly, I just kind of picked a random price of $29.99, and I did have a sale running, so it sold for $22.49, but that was my full asking sale price. Next up is a vintage blue and white floral shirt. This looked like it was straight out of the 70s or even the 80s. It had that really thick polyester feeling material. I do not believe there was a size tag on this one. No brand tag or fabric tag either, and it sold for $3. I still made a profit though because my cost of goods was pretty low on that one, so I made an overall profit of $1.77, but I've had it since 2019, so I was happy with that. Next is a Talbot Petite knit silver glitter metallic blouse. This had a slight dolman or bat wing sleeve to it. I thought it would be really cute to wear to like a Christmas party or something with glitz and glam to it. And it sold for $15, and that came from my Cozy Threads Talbot's box. Next is another soccer jersey to sell. This one was a Nike dry fit, and it was the Portugal soccer team or football team. And it sold for $29.99, and that was my full asking price. And all three jerseys that I got from that ThredUp rescue box of men's items all sold within a week of me listing. This one sold particularly pretty fast, but it's definitely something I'm going to be looking out for in the thrift store now, which I usually don't go into the men's section, but now I might.
Editing Melinda here. I completely forgot to mention one sale. It was this Calvin Klein Space Dye Charcoal Gray sweater dress, and it sold for $4.
Next is a new with tags International Concepts red sleeveless asymmetrical hem dress. This sold for $20, and that was an offer that the customer sent to me. Next is a pair of J. Crew earrings. This was actually my favorite pair from my Cozy Threads J. Crew and Madewell jewelry that I unboxed a few months ago. They were the periwinkle rhinestone flower earrings. So pretty, love the color, and someone purchased them for $18.74. Next is a unbranded Silvertone round coin long necklace. The coins had kind of like a hammered effect to them, and this sold for $9.99. Then we have a pair of vintage Dexter brown leather riding boots. There were surprisingly a lot of these Dexter vintage boots listed and sold on all platforms. They ranged anywhere from $35 up to $75. Not sure why there's such a huge range. So I did aim a little bit high, but I've had them since January of 2021, so I was ready to see them go. I sent an offer of $36 and the customer accepted. We have a pair of pants that I've had since 2019. Can you see a theme? I'm getting rid of all of my old stuff. Tired of sharing it, tired of seeing it. I want it gone. This was a pair of Anthropologie 11Z's brown cropped pants. They had this figure flattering seam down the leg. They were cropped depending on what your height was. Like for me, because I'm 5'1", they were perfect length pants. But for somebody who's taller, maybe 5'8", 5'10", they probably would have been ankle or cropped length. So I did direct the customer to the measurements just in case. And these sold for $4.25, but I only paid $1.50 for them back in 2019. So I was perfectly happy with that sale. Next is a green large oval faux stone beaded necklace that was on a cord. This was unbranded, but really cool because it definitely looked like stone, and this sold for $10. Then we have a new with tags Talbot pink fox embroidered blouse. This came from my Cozy Threads Talbot's box, and it sold for $15.25. And the last item to sell was a new with tags hand-painted tin mailbox that had really cute little cats on the front and little paw prints everywhere. This was actually hand-painted from a local artist. She did pass away a few years ago, but she was really known for her toll working, which is a term that I learned from researching this item. A toll artist is someone who paints on tin or metal or things like that. And this sold for $25, and I purchased it at a thrift store for $3.99. So an awesome profit for that one. So of my 24 eBay sales, we had $419.42 in sales. I made a shipping profit of $40.24 because I charge the customer a little bit more in shipping than what I actually pay through eBay's discounted shipping. $90.31 in fees, giving me a profit of $369.35, and my average sales price for each item that sold was $17.48. And now moving on to my total numbers, where I had 44 sales for the first 2 weeks in August, $830.42 in total sales. Fees were $172.03. My cost of goods this time was $219.78, giving me a profit of $438.61. And my average cost of goods for each item that sold was an even $5. It was actually like $4.99, so that's why I rounded up to $5. I usually like to keep this around $4, but because I had so many items that I paid up for, that number did go up a little bit. We are very soon to heading into Q4, where people will be thinking about Christmas. I know I don't like to rush things, but some people like to plan in advance. So I try to have a lot of new with tags items. Toys are a good thing to keep on hand for Christmas, for kids, and other items that can be given as gifts. So keep that in mind when you're out and about thrifting and sourcing. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not a subscriber and you like these what solds and also unboxings, I do a lot of them, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you here. And if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up before you leave, I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.